I watched this movie yesterday, and all through the movie, I was picking up a lot of different things. But one in particular I'm going to talk about right now is when there was a main guy who was like the farmer of this little small village, and he went out into the field, and they was going out there to get the wheat and everything. So he went out in the middle of the field. This is what sticks with me. He went out in the middle of the field, excuse me, and he grabbed the wheat and he started like breaking it in his hands. And when he started breaking it, he dusted off. Then he took some more and then he blew it. And then you could see like the wheat just, some of it would like go into the air and others like fall. So the thing that came to me is threshing wheat. So I stopped, I paused the movie. I'm like, and then I heard a threshing floor, threshing wheat, all that kind of stuff. So I paused the movie. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. So I know in the Bible it talks about that, right? And right now I said, you know what? I just want to get the full intent of what it means and everything, because I never really paid attention fully to the process of taking the wheat and everything. Even though in the movie it showed them doing it, but I was just picking up stuff like all through it. So I just wanted to know, like, does it rank to what, you know what I'm saying? Like, am I seeing what I'm seeing? So I just want to know the process of it. And so threshing wheat is an old-fashioned process of separating the edible grain from the rest of the plant, stalks and husks. Before modern machinery, farmers did this by hand or with simple tools. What thrashing or threshing involves loosening the grain from the wheat, hands by beating, treading, and crushing, removing the chaff, which is dry, papery husk around each kernel, preparing the clean grain for grinding into flour or storing. How it is traditionally done, people would beat bundles of wheat against a hard surface. And it's got like animals like oxen, horses sometimes walked over the wheat to break it apart. Later, they got machines called threshing machines, make the job faster, okay? And so basically the reason why it matters is because thrashing is a crucial step in turning wheat from a plant in the field into something you can actually eat, okay? And so without it, the kernel stay trapped inside the husk. So I just want to go in, so I saw like the sickle and everything. So I just want to just break things down. And so it's like when someone cuts wheat or grain crops using a sickle, the action is called reaping. Reaping, in a nutshell, it's the step where the crop is cut down at harvest time, traditionally done with the sickle or scythe before machines existed. It comes before threshing, which separates the grain from the stalk. So in sequence, reaping, which is cutting the wheat with a sickle, threshing, separating the grain from the stalk, and wintering, if I'm saying it correctly, removing the chaff, harvesting wheat. The traditional way is a beautiful sequence of 3 distinct jobs, each with its own. So when I heard, I'm like, wait a minute. Separating the wheat from the tares. Like, okay. So reaping, cutting the wheat. This is part done with the sickle or scythe. The farmer bends the stalk, slices them near the base. Okay, so it's going into different things. Reaping is a physical ripping work. Threshing, freeing the grain once the wheat is cut, bundled. Next job is separating the corners from the stalk. People beat the sheaves against a hard surface, and it talks about the different people. Then wintering, removing the chaff. Even after threshing, the grain is mixed with bits of husk and straw. Wintering cleans it. The mixture is tossed into the air. The wind blows away light chaff, while the heavier grain falls down. What remains is clean, usable wheat. Winnowing, is the final polish before storage and milling. So how it fits together: reaping, cutting, threshing, breaking, winnowing, cleaning. So I was like, okay, the threshing floor. A threshing floor, often thrashed in old text or dialect, is the flat, hard surface where farmers thresh grain, meaning they separate the wheat kernels from the stalk and husk. What a threshing floor is a level, durable surface made of packed earth, stone, and wood, usually located outdoors in a breezy area so the wind can help the winnowing. Large enough for people, animals, and tools to work the harvested sheaves. What happened on the threshing floor? Sheaves of wheat where they spread out. People beat the grain, or animals walked over in a break, the heads open. After threshing, the mixture was tossed into the air so the wind blew away the chaff. which is why it mattered before modern machinery. The threshing floor was the center of harvest activity, a place where the raw crop became usable food. Many cultures even treated it as communal or symbolic space because of its importance. So I just sat there and got to thinking. So I'm like, okay, so reaping is cutting, because before the wheat and the tares grow together, okay? They grow up together. So when it's time for harvest, there comes a reaping, a cutting, okay? So not only that, there comes a cutting. Then not only the cutting, there's come a beating, a threshing, a breaking. Okay? So after the breaking, it comes the cleaning. So basically, when they do that is where things is thrown up into the air, basically, and what's light gets blown, but what's heavy stays and falls to the ground. So I kept on thinking, I said, so what I'm getting is that, a lot of us are going through things in life, and we look at certain things or whatnot. I believe that we are in the midst of that. I have words about that. And, because a lot of people are going through a lot right now, to where your lives look like, it don't even look like it's supposed to, okay? And what you think it's supposed to. So there is a reaping, a threshing, and in the middle of that threshing is a beating. And I mean a beating. So basically that beating is going to say who's going to stay and who's going to blow away. So in the end, whoever stays is actually ripe for the harvest. They're ripe for the food. I mean, basically is what it's saying is that they're ripe for all of it. Let me find it again. You're ripe to be a usable food, meaning usable, and food is what? Especially with God, the word of God, meaning you have been tried and tested and proven through and through, and you stayed. So I'm telling you this, is that if you are a person who is dealing with a lot, and you always have, okay, we're going through a process of beating. And I mean beating. So if you want to know, just go and look into the process of this in which is done, okay? Just go and look into the process and look it up scripturally to understand and to really, or even if you can't, just ask the Lord to show you. But it's done for a reason, because when you separate the wheat from the tares and all this, the tares don't belong. The tares are going to grow up with the wheat, which is the straw, all this kind of stuff, if you look at the process and all that. But when it comes to beating process, during that beating process, whatever is not meant to be is gonna fall off. It's gonna fall away. It's gonna go away, or whatever. And what's left over is what endures again, is what's actually right for the pig, is actually there to be food for those who are willing to, and in this sense, is receive it. And let's just say the word of God, because the word of God is food, okay? The word is literally food. So if you are a person that's going through things, look, just stick. I know it's hard, because trust me, I'm going through things myself. And that's probably why I saw it in this movie without me, unconsciously, it pointed me to things biblically speaking, because you have to stay grounded, because what's going on, it wants to take away your foundation. Okay, your foundation and your faith in the Lord. But don't allow these people or these circumstances or this world or these things or these beings to take away your foundation and your trust, which is in the Lord. Don't allow them to do that. I'm going to say this. A lot of you have came way too far for to allow other things, people in the world and the circumstances to remove you. And what I'm saying is because they can't do it, but you can. From that floor, from that threshing floor, from all that, from the process of you being beaten, in so many ways, so that you could be usable for God's kingdom, even though you're going through things. But in the end, what God is raising up is a people who've been through and tried and true. They have been through the ringer and coming out refined, so this is what this is about. So stay, just hold on, just hold on.